Did you know that the obsession you have with that person who keeps hurting you, that job that drains every ounce of your energy, or that situation that keeps you up at night, isn't just random suffering? It's actually your mind trying to protect you from something far more terrifying. Over the next few minutes, I'll reveal the hidden truth behind your emotional obsessions through the lens of Carl Jung's most powerful insights. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at your patterns the same way again. What I'm about to share may shift your perspective forever. That obsession you believe is destroying you, that constant anxiety you can't switch off, that vicious loop you keep getting stuck in again and again. It's not a coincidence that you're not addicted to pain, that you're not weak. Your mind is doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect you, just not in the way you expect. Carl Jung made a revolutionary discovery about the human psyche. He found that what grips us the most, what becomes our deepest obsession, isn't always what we fear most. It's what we're most desperate to avoid discovering about ourselves. Your obsession isn't the enemy, that it's a smokescreen to an emotional diversion. It's your unconscious mind whispering, "Focus over there, not here. Worry about that, not this." Because this, the thing you're truly avoiding, is the part of yourself that feels too overwhelming to face. Have you ever wondered why you keep thinking about someone you know isn't good for you? Why your mind replays that uncomfortable conversation over and over? Why you spiral over a situation you can't control, or a future that keeps you awake with anxiety? Jung called this pattern compensatory obsessive fixation. Your psyche fixates on something external to avoid confronting something internal, something much deeper and far more painful. Think of your mind as a house, and deep in the basement, there's a locked room. Inside that room lives a truth your ego doesn't want you to see. A part of yourself you've rejected your whole life, a fear you've never been able to admit, a version of you that's been pushed into hiding. Keep you away from that door. Your mind stirs up drama upstairs. It turns up the TV, so you can't hear the whispers from the basement. Here's a powerful exercise that can instantly shift your awareness. Next time you feel obsessed with something or someone, stop and ask yourself, what is this obsession trying to distract me from? What am I avoiding feeling or admitting about myself? Write it down, because Jung said, what we refuse to see in ourselves, we project onto the world. If you're ready to open the door to your emotional basement, subscribe and turn on notifications, because what's coming next will shake you. Jung uncovered something even more unsettling about obsessions. They're always tied to what he called the shadow. The shadow is the part of yourself you've decided is unacceptable, the version of you you've buried because you were told it's wrong or shameful. And in a powerful act of self-preservation, your mind projects that shadow outward and becomes obsessed with it. You get fixated on someone who keeps rejecting you. Ask yourself, what part of myself am I constantly rejecting? You're overwhelmed by the need to control everything around you. Ask, where in my life do I feel completely out of control within myself? The thought of someone abandoning you consumes you. Ask, in what ways have I abandoned myself? This is the part that hurts, but it's also the part that sets you free. Your external obsession is always a mirror of your internal conflict. Jung expressed it beautifully. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves. But he went even further. He said that what irritates us doesn't just annoy us. It obsesses us, that it haunts us, that it keeps us up at night. Let me give you an example that may hit close to home. Maria, a 35-year-old woman, was obsessed with the idea that her partner might cheat. She constantly checked his phone, stalked his social media, and interpreted every silence as a betrayal. Her mind was consumed by this fear. But when she began exploring her shadow, she uncovered something devastating. She had been emotionally unfaithful. She had fantasized about her boss. She had entertained intimate conversations with an ex. Her obsession with his infidelity was her way of avoiding her own capacity to betray. Jung said, What you resist not only persists, it grows stronger. The more you fight your obsession, the more power it gains, because you're fighting the symptom, not the source. And the source? It's behind that locked basement door. Your obsession is the guardian standing in front of it. Here's another revealing exercise. Take the thing you're most obsessed with right now and finish these sentences. This situation obsesses me because it reminds me that I am. If this obsession disappeared, I'd have to face the fact that what scares me most about resolving this is don't chase beautiful answers. Look for the ones that make you uncomfortable, because those are the ones that are true. And believe me, what you're about to discover about the hidden function of your obsessions will leave you speechless. But first, let me ask you something. Have you noticed that your obsessions change, but the pattern stays exactly the same? 1 week, it's your partner. Then it's your job. Then it's your family. That it's like your mind needs something to worry about. Sound familiar? What I'm about to share next is the most powerful revelation of all. Your obsessions aren't just distractions from your shadow, they're emotional addictions. Jung found that familiar pain feels safer than unknown peace. Your mind would rather live in suffering it knows than risk the discomfort of freedom it doesn't. And that, my dear, changes everything. Think about it. How many times have you resolved one obsession, only for another to appear right after? How many times have you said, when I fix this, then I'll finally be at peace, only to find yourself trapped in another spiral soon after? That's not coincidence, that's psychological design. Your mind has been wired since childhood to operate in survival mode. And survival mode needs constant threats to stay relevant. When there's nothing to worry about, your nervous system panics because it doesn't know how to feel safe in peace. It manufactures a new obsession to keep you in that familiar state of alert. Jung called this the addiction to familiar. Suffering, it's easier to obsess over something external than it is to confront the emptiness inside. It's more comfortable to create drama than to ask yourself, who am I without my problems? What do I do with my life if I have nothing left to worry about? Let me tell you something you may never have heard this way before. Your obsessions have become your identity in disguise, that you've become so used to playing the role of the anxious woman, the one who suffers for love, the one who always has something to fix, that you don't know who you are without the chaos. Your obsession gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a reason to get out of bed. It gives you something to talk about with your friends. But here's the brutal truth. As long as you're caught in an active obsession, you don't have to do the real work of creating a life you love. You don't have to make the hard decisions about your career, your relationships, your dreams. You get to delay your real growth by saying, once I fix this, then I'll focus on what matters. See the pattern? Your obsession isn't your problem, that it's your excuse, that it's how you stay small, how you stay safe, how you stay in the familiar. That's how you avoid facing the terror of your own potential. Jung said, a life not lived is a disease from which one can die. And obsessions are one of the most seductive ways to avoid truly living. As long as you're consumed by something you can't control, you don't have to take responsibility for what you conduct. Here's an exercise that may shake you. Imagine that tomorrow, your biggest obsession is completely gone. That person no longer occupies your mind. That situation is no longer a problem. That worry vanishes. What would you do with all the mental and emotional space that opens up? What would you have to confront about? Your life? What decisions could you no longer avoid? If that image scares you more than it brings you relief, you've just uncovered the real reason your mind clings to the obsession. But stay with me, because what's coming next holds the key to breaking this cycle for good. That you're beginning to see the full picture now. Your obsessions aren't character flaws, they're incredibly sophisticated survival mechanisms. But there's something even deeper that Jung discovered, something that explains why you keep obsessing over the same themes again and again. And that's what we'll explore in the next section. Shall I continue adapting from this point forward? Whenever you feel your mind spiraling, I want you to try something powerful. Say to yourself, mentally, I'm noticing that my mind is creating an obsession about, and name it clearly. For example, I'm noticing that my mind is creating an obsession about what he's doing right now. I'm noticing that my mind is creating an obsession about what will happen at work tomorrow. I'm noticing that my mind is creating an obsession because she hasn't replied to my message. See the difference? Instead of saying, he's driving me crazy, you say, my mind is creating an obsession. Instead of, I can't stop thinking about this, you say, I'm noticing my mind is repeating a pattern. There's power in language. Change your words, and you change your relationship with your experience. Jung once said, the meeting with oneself is one of the most unpleasant experiences, which we avoid by projecting everything negative onto the outside world. When you become the conscious witness, you stop projecting. You stop blaming others for your emotional state. You take full ownership of your inner experience. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Once you learn to observe your obsession without being consumed by it, you can start asking it better questions. Instead of, how do I stop this obsession? Ask, what is this obsession trying to teach me about myself? Instead of, how can I control this situation? Ask, what part of me needs healing? Let me share a technique Jung used with his patients, one that has transformed countless lives. It's called dialoguing with the obsession. The next time you feel that obsessive energy building up inside you, don't fight it. Talk to it directly. Say, obsession, I see you. I know you're here to protect me from something. What are you trying to protect me from? What do you need me to see? What part of me needs care? Then pause. Don't listen with your overthinking mind. Listen with your inner wisdom. What you'll hear might surprise you, because your obsession isn't your enemy, that it's your teacher in disguise, that it's a part of you that doesn't know how to speak directly. So it creates all this drama just to get your attention, that it's like a child acting out, because that's the only way it knows how to ask for love. Jung explained it beautifully. Know all the theories, master all the techniques, but as you touch a human soul, be just another human soul. Your obsession is your soul trying to speak to you. And once you learn its language, once you finally understand what it's trying to say, it no longer needs to scream. Here's a mantra I want you to say every time you feel that obsession taking over. My obsession is my teacher. My pain is my guide. My discomfort is an opportunity to grow. Repeat it again and again until it becomes your new mental programming. Feel how different the energy is when you change your relationship with your obsession. Instead of being a victim of your mind, you become an investigator of your psyche. Instead of being ruled by old patterns, you become the architect of your transformation. But there's one final revelation Jung made about obsessions, and it may be the most important one of all. It explains why some people completely transform their lives, while others stay stuck in the same cycles for decades. Here it is. Your obsession doesn't just protect you from your shadow. It also keeps you connected to your unrealized potential. The very energy you're using to obsess is the same energy you need to build the extraordinary life you were meant to live. Think about it. The mental and emotional power you spend obsessing over someone who doesn't even value you. That energy could build a business. It could write a book. It could heal your relationships, change your body, or bring any dream to life. But as long as it's stuck in an obsessive loop, it's not available for creation. Jung called this process sublimation, transforming emotional and sexual energy into creative force. But this isn't about repression or distraction. It's about understanding that the intensity of your obsession is equal to the intensity of your unused power. Ever noticed how the most successful, radiant, magnetic people seem to carry a powerful energy you can't quite explain? That energy didn't come from nowhere. It came from reclaiming the energy they used to waste on obsessive patterns and consciously channeling it into their dreams. Your obsession is your power in reversed form. It's your focus, your passion, your emotional depth. all being aimed at something that drains you instead of something that lifts you. But once you recognize this, you hold the key to complete transformation. Let me show you how to do this psychological alchemy. The next time you feel that obsessive energy flooding in, don't feed it or fight it to do this instead. Place your hand over your heart and say, "This energy I feel is my power. This intensity is my life force that I choose to direct it consciously toward what I truly desire." Then immediately move your attention towards something that aligns with your growth. Call a friend who inspires you. Work on that project you've been avoiding. Write about your dreams that go for a walk in nature. Meditate. Move your body to do anything that feeds your soul instead of draining your spirit. Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakens." Obsession is looking outward, hoping something external will change. Transformation is looking inward and taking full responsibility for your experience of life. Now here comes the part that may challenge you, but could also set you free forever. Your obsession will stay with you exactly as long as you continue avoiding your greatness. It will disappear the moment you're truly ready to use your energy for something higher. You don't have to force it happens naturally when you elevate your consciousness. That here's the difference between an obsessed woman and an empowered woman. An obsessed woman waits for something outside of her to change so she can feel good. An empowered woman changes her inner state and transforms her outer world as a result. The obsessed woman constantly reacts. The empowered woman constantly creates. Jung said it best. Individuation means becoming your true, unique self, becoming whole. Your obsession keeps you fragmented, focused on what you can't control. Individuation makes you whole, centered and focused on what you can create. Here's your final and most powerful exercise. Close your eyes and imagine this. What would your life look like if all the energy you've poured into obsessions was now available for your dreams? What would you create? Who would you become? How would you feel every day? That version of you. It's not a fantasy, it's your true potential, waiting for you to reclaim your power. Are you ready to make the trade? Are you ready to let go of the false comfort of obsession for the thrilling uncertainty of building a life you actually love? If your answer is yes, then you've fully understood Jung's message. And you've already taken the first step toward your full liberation. That you've made it this far because something deep within you knows it's time to stop pouring your energy into patterns that keep you small and start using it to build the extraordinary life you deserve. Jung spent his entire life studying the psyche and came to a revolutionary conclusion. We are not victims of our obsessions, we are co-creators of them. And if we created them, we can uncreate them. That we can take all that energy and direct it towards something that expands us instead of shrinking us. What you've learned today isn't just information, it's a key to unlock the prison of your mental patterns and step into the freedom of your true potential. But like any key, it only works if you use it. Your obsession will try to pull you back. It'll tell you there's something urgent you still need to fix, something important you must control. When that happens, remember what you've learned today. Remember, your obsession is your power in disguise. That it's your soul asking for attention, not your circumstances. The great truth Jung taught us is this: what you're searching for out there lives inside you. The peace you think you'll find by controlling others already exists within you. The love you crave when you feel good enough is who you already are. The safety you long for when everything's finally okay is your true nature. Your obsession will try to convince you. This time it's different. This situation really needs your constant worry. But now you know the truth. Now you know that every obsession is just the same fear in a new disguise. Your mind trying to stop you from facing yourself, from owning your power, from living from your center. If this message stirred something in your soul, if you feel a shift deep inside, then you're ready for the next level of your evolution, that you're ready to turn your obsession into creativity, your anxiety into intuition, your need for control into complete trust in life. Type in the comments, I choose my power over my obsession. Let's see how many women are ready to make this sacred trade to let go of the drama they've known for the adventure of an authentic life. And if you truly want to go deeper in your personal transformation, if you want more tools to become the empowered woman you were born to be, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because every week I'll share wisdom that can change your life forever. Share this video with the friend who needs to hear this, with the woman who's still stuck in the same cycle you just broke. Because when one woman wakes up, she lights the way for others. Your obsession kept you asleep, but your awakening will inspire others to awaken too. Your freedom will prove that it's possible. Your transformation will be living proof that any pattern can be changed with enough awareness and commitment. Remember this every single day. You are not your obsessive thoughts. You are not your automatic patterns. You are not your past wounds. You are the consciousness that can witness all of it and choose differently. You are the power that can take obsessive energy and create something beautiful with it. Jung knew it, that I know it, and now, so do you. The only question left is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you let it remain a powerful idea, or will you turn it into lasting transformation? The moment is now. Your life is waiting. Your power is waiting. Your true self is waiting. I choose my power over my obsession. And you? If this message touched something deep inside you, if, even for a second, you felt like it was finally making sense, like someone finally put into words what you've been silently carrying, then this isn't just another video. This is a turning point. Because real transformation doesn't begin when you learn something new. It begins when you remember something you've always known deep down, but were too hurt, too tired, or too afraid to face. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. So now the question is, will you continue living on autopilot, letting your old wounds run the show? Or will you finally take the wheel and choose yourself? If you're ready to keep going deeper, to heal, to reclaim your power, to stop sabotaging your own happiness, then subscribe, not just to this channel, but to your own healing. And if you know someone who's stuck in the same emotional loop you've just begun to break free from, send this video to them. Sometimes, all it takes is a few words at the right time to save someone from years of suffering.